I hope you're having a great day. I haven't planned this video today, but since I have a flight to New York later, I decided to talk ad hoc about a question that a lot of people have been asking me of late. Overthinking, anxiety. What do you do? Well, we all know that overthinking leads to fear, anxiety, stress, and chronic stress is connected with almost every single inflammatory disease that's outside over there. Good stress. Stress is good for us. Good stress, short stress, acute stress. The problem is with chronic stress. A lot of our stress is born of overthinking. Overthinking is not a bad thing. If I have a problem right now and I need to think a lot more to find a great solution, it's good. But if I'm overthinking the wrong things that I cannot control whether my flight to New York will take off on time tonight. There's no point overthinking about it. It's not within my control. So the thing is, overthinking isn't bad. Overthinking won't make you sick. Overthinking won't give you disease. But overthinking the wrong things, that's where the problem is. So what you're thinking about is so important. Today, most people's fear, anxiety, stress levels, and overthinking is because you're trying to be in control of something that is not within your control. So what do you do? What do you do if it's your nature to overthink? What do you do? Because overthinking can prevent us from sleeping. When the mind is constantly thinking, it can't sleep. You can't move from the sympathetic system to the parasympathetic nervous system to sleep. Now you're sleep deprived. Now because you're sleep deprived, you wake up with a hormonal imbalance. You crave the wrong foods, foods that are rich in sugar, foods that are rich in salt, foods which are fried, deep fried, simple carbs to give you energy, because that's what your hormones are doing because you're sleep deprived. Now, because you're sleep deprived, you have low energy, so you're going to skip that workout. You're going to be short-tempered at work, in your relationship, snappy, angry, because the brain isn't rested. You're not Superman or Superwoman to think that you can work with an underperforming brain or low levels of energy. So you see, overthinking leads to so many things which then puts you in a vicious cycle. And most people today, most people's problems, health problems, lifestyle problems, relationship problems, is because you're stuck in a vicious cycle. If you correct the fundamentals, you break the vicious cycle. When you break the vicious cycle, that's where you find your healing, your recovery, your peace, your inner peace, your joy, your happiness, whatever it is that you want to call it. So coming back to solution mode, what do you do when you overthink? The first thing is every solution revolves around mindfulness. Because if we're not mindful, we can't recognize a problem. We cannot recognize the space between reaction and response. Mindfulness is everything. Mindfulness helps us evolve. Because when we're mindful, we can decide, say it, don't say it, do it, don't do it. In that space of mindfulness, we take right action. The action may be a little bit delayed, but it can be right action. So coming back to overthinking, overthink a solution which you can solve a problem with. Do not overthink anything that is out of your control, that you cannot control. So the question that I want you to ask yourself, and it's a very simple thing, the moment you start to find yourself overthinking, ask yourself, like you're worried about tomorrow, you're worried about the future, you're overthinking about tomorrow. Ask yourself this one question: is there evidence that what you're thinking about will happen tomorrow? Is there evidence that something will go wrong tomorrow? Is there any evidence that something may be disastrous tomorrow? There is no evidence. None of us have evidence of what may happen tomorrow. So if you're overthinking the future, if you're overthinking, you can think, but if you're overthinking the future and you're overthinking tomorrow, ask yourself, what evidence is there that you need to worry today? What evidence is there that you need to create fear for tomorrow, today? What evidence is there that you need to start getting so stressed out about something tomorrow, which is not in your control? Now, when you do this exercise, it's easy to say, but difficult to do, but difficult doesn't mean impossible. When you start asking yourself this question, you can now move into a space of, it's not in my control, I can only do my best. And do your best and surrender. Do your best and let tomorrow come, because you are not in control of most things. Now, let me give you an example. You have an exam tomorrow. Okay, you have a test tomorrow, you have a project, and today you want to overthink a couple of things, study all. That's fine. That's within your control. The outcome isn't, but it's within your control. But anything else that you're worrying about, stressing about, fearing about, ask yourself that one question. How can I be fearful of tomorrow when I have no evidence that my fear will come true? How can I be anxious about tomorrow when I have absolutely no evidence today that that will happen tomorrow? So, by asking yourself these questions, you start to be a little more mindful. And because you get an answer, which has to be, you're not in control, you'll make a change. You'll stop overthinking. You'll do your best and you'll surrender. You'll do your best and let it go. You'll do your best and hope for the best tomorrow. But other than that, you'll stop the overthinking because you'll find that it serves you no purpose. It's only depleting you of energy that can go into healing you, healing your disease, healing your condition if you have one. It depletes energy that you could spend with your kids, with your family, with yourself, doing your exercise. Depleted energy makes you crave foods, emotional eating, foods which are rich in sugar and carbs and all of that stuff. So you see, this is what overthinking does. So overthinking is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's only bad if you're trying to overthink things that are out of your control, things that are happening tomorrow, things that are happening in the future. Because you, me, no one has control over what's going to happen. So the question to ask yourself again, I'm repeating it, is what evidence is there that my fear is going to become a truth tomorrow? My anxiety is going to become real. The stories I'm building in my head are really going to become a reality tomorrow. There is no evidence, so there is no point in overthinking. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, breathe deep, and remember, you care is all about you.